Kanye talking about his meeting with Jared Kushner, which was interesting because that hadn't been discussed or revealed too much about why he met, and he's gonna share his explanation. And I'm gonna drop the intro, let some people pile in. We're gonna get started right now.
I don't need nothing else. Every time I'm with you, yo, it's something else. It's a fact, and it's nothing else. Got your hand out, you don't even need a help. Ooh, I don't need nothing else. Every time I'm with you, yo, it's something else. It's a fact, and it's nothing else. Got your hand out, you don't even need a help. Ooh, that's right. I don't need nothing else. That's right.
King's Dream Entertainment.
What's going on? It's Ruslan with KingsDreamENT.com. This channel exists to encourage, empower, inspire you to live out God's dream for your life. Home for the outliers, those looking to live God's abundance for their life, the politically agnostic, everybody in between. Appreciate you guys all being here. Hey, make sure to hit the subscribe button, notification bell, all that good stuff. I'm not going to take a ton of time with a bunch of introductions. I'm just going to get right into it. By the way, if you follow me, bam, right there on Instagram, you can shoot me a DM. I reply back to every single DM. I am a hip-hop artist, creative entrepreneur. I run a boutique label called King's Dream ENT. I do this YouTube channel. I got an amazing Patreon community who sponsors this entire thing. That's why you don't see a ton of ads on here. Well, you do see ads on the 5-second ads, but you don't see a ton of ads on me sponsoring products and all that. I get offers to, but I just don't really want to and need to because we got the talented Patreon community that holds us down. So we're gonna get into this video, part 2 of Kanye's interview with Nick Cannon. It's 3 parts I want to show you guys. Set this up, backdrop. Kanye announced his bid for president. This is an interesting thing. People came out the gate. A lot of people on the Democratic part came out the gate and said they're trying to win the black vote and steal the black vote from Biden, because apparently Democrats vote, 95% of black people vote Democrat, and so Kanye is trying to steal the vote from Biden, and it's really rigged for Trump. This is one of the ways, right?
Bro, can't nobody pay me.
This is him responding to them saying that the Republicans are paying him to run against Biden to steal the black vote. And he says, can't nobody pay me. Watch this.
Got more money than Trump. I got more money than Trump.
He said, can't nobody pay me because I got more money than Trump. Now, Donald Trump's net worth, ladies and gentlemen, grand total is $2.1 billion. Kanye's net worth is $1.3 billion, but according to Kanye, he says that that's wrong and his net worth is actually $5 billion. So my man said he has more money than Trump. Apparently, and he addresses Forbes lying about it, but I don't know. So let's keep watching.
So you doing
all
this?
praise due to God.
Yeah. So what is the
I love how he squeezed into all praise due to God.
purpose of meeting with Jared Kushner? What is the purpose of,
By the way, I don't need no purpose. Now, the thing is, I have a reason that people would like. That man came out with a printed copy because he couldn't get the paperback version of Dr. Claude Anderson's book.
The Powernomics.
Powernomics. And he had.
So wait, Jared Kushner had Powernomics.
Jared Kushner
talking about
had
black empowerment.
Powernomics and had notes, redlined, underlined, quoting lines all through
so
it.
anybody who's not familiar with Claude Anderson, this is a dude who started in education and has just been building for the wealth of black people and the empowerment of black people, closing the wealth gap for so long. One of the things from Powernomics that I always relate to is when he talks about blacks are the only people in the United States that don't have communities. They're like we occupy residential areas. You know what I mean?
So his explanation is he was meeting with Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, to discuss this book, Powernomics, by a black author about black empowerment. I believe this author, tends to lean a bit more right, which is neither here nor there, I guess. So that is a very interesting point. And Kanye said he had a copy of it and he had it outlined. And he said that's the reason why they met. But he also says, I don't need a reason to meet with him. We've been friends and acquaintances pre-presidency. Interesting.
Everyone else has their own community.
And this was the plan right here. Claude Anderson has a 4-year plan to rebuilding the black community.
Right.
That is what we talked about.
That's what you and Jared talked about.
Yeah. But I don't care if I talked and just got some ice cream.
Yo, the way this man turns up. So that's his explanation. He met with Jared Kushner to talk about Claude Anderson's book, Powernomics, about how to bring power, economic freedom back to the black community. But he says it doesn't even matter. That's a fair explanation. But he says it doesn't even matter because I could have been hanging out with him to get some ice cream. It's none of y'all business why I wanted to meet with him. Of course, there's going to be people that push back and say, well, are they meddling in the elections? Are they plotting the opportunity to win the black vote from Biden? Okay, so to me, this is interesting because I think it's a bit pretentious on Democrats or really anybody to assume that Kanye running is going to steal that. First of all, the black people are all going to brainlessly vote Democrat. Two, that he's going to steal the black vote and that only black people would vote for Kanye, right? Which is really interesting because I came out on this channel and I was like, hey, like, I think out of these two options, Biden and Trump, I would vote Kanye, or I would do a write-in vote, or I would vote third party. I said that. I'm not black. So I think that's interesting that people assume, or Democrats assume, that black people would vote for him that would have voted for Biden. You don't think there's going to be any Trump voters that are tired of the divisiveness, tired of the way he runs the campaign, tired of how combative he is, tired of just his tone? You don't think there's going to be any Trump supporters that are maybe Christians, maybe fans of Kanye? I would argue that the majority of fans of Kanye now, I'm talking about people that go to concerts, people that buy his merchandise, buy sneakers, are probably not black in 2020. It's a guess, right? So I think that's very pretentious to assume that like Kanye is a Republican placed, infiltrated dude to steal the vote, the black vote specifically from Trump, from Biden to help get Trump reelected. That seems very pretentious to me. I don't know. What do y'all think about that? I don't know. That seems pretty pretentious of Democrats to say that. Now, again, not a Democrat, not a Republican, politically agnostic, as you guys can tell by the shirt. But let's watch a little bit more of this part of the clip.
Get ice cream. That's what I'm saying. I don't have to justify none of my actions. Period.
Yeah, you're a free man.
You're free. I'm not no housekeeper.
Right.
And what has Biden done for me that's so special? What has he done for me that's so special to make me vote for this man?
Right.
And I don't care about likability.
Right. So then, and this is, you're speaking.
And I be frustrated because let me tell you who the most racist. The liberal racists. When a white person could tell me you gonna split the vote, better not step past the line, boy.
Right.
So now, but let me tell you, here's the one. Here's the one. Deep, yeah. Here's the one.
So this is where I go to a place, and this is why I brought up this book.
So okay, watch this entire interview. Part 2 of this interview. I'm telling you, watch it. Shout out to Nick Cannon. I've been critical of him in the past. I think his position on his willingness to have Kanye on, to have him on in long form, I think is really cool. And I think that I think it's super cool that he has this conversation. I want Nick Cannon to have more Christians on. I think that's super dope. It's a very edifying conversation that they had. This entire thing, the white liberals, this is something that Malcolm X spoke about, right? And I don't have the time to pull up the clip, but you guys could look up the clip. Very interesting points here, like very interesting points. And again, the way it's framed is how first of all, you can't pay me because according to Kanye and what he projects his net worth to be, I'm worth more than Trump. I have more money than Trump. And it's very pretentious to assume that he's gonna steal the vote from Biden and Trump is gonna win. Why would people not assume that some of Trump's people are gonna vote Kanye, right? If we're gonna like split hairs, I don't know. Very, 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 very interesting. I don't know what his net worth is. I don't know all the ins and outs, but it does beg to differ that it's a lot of times people tend to, you got these two parties, and one party is attempting to put people in boxes and assume that these people, if you ain't black, if you don't vote for Biden, you ain't black. That's from Biden's mouth. You got the other party that's just kind of combative and nasty, right? And just kind of like, ugh, like why, Republicans, like why y'all gotta, what, like the MAGA cult, right? Like, ugh, so much groupthink, so much cognitive dissonance, so much just blindly following this man in this like ends justify the means type of operation. It's really unfortunate from both sides. And Kanye says, like, I'm going to step in. I'm going to be the third option. And don't tell me what I can and can't do. Don't tell me what I can and can't say. Don't try to dismiss me. And I think that's very courageous of him. All fairness, I'm a big Kanye fan. I've been a big Kanye fan. I've seen Sunday service a bunch of times. I've seen him before he got saved as a Christian. Before he was a born again Christian, I've seen him live. So I'm going to be biased towards Kanye, and I'm going to unpack more of this in part, the second clips, because I think there's a lot of here. So let me hit this transition real quick.
King's Dream Entertainment. Ruslan